Hello, friends. Before I get into things today, as always, if this episode speaks to you, share it with someone who you think might benefit from it. We're talking about when grief triggers past trauma today, and that's a pretty big one. So there might be a lot of people out there who could benefit from this. Welcome back to Mourning People, the podcast for people healing their trauma, people who have deep hidden trauma that bursts out when things get real because we don't do grief right. So we're unpacking a pretty heavy topic today. When grief shows up sudden and overwhelming, your body might light up alarms that you didn't even expect. Sometimes the heaviness or the flood of feelings can feel bigger than the loss that's happening right now. Grief can bring old pain back to the surface, even pain you thought you dealt with or haven't thought about in years. There was a time when I lost someone, but what hit me hardest wasn't just that loss. It was a wave of old pain, years of not being heard, moments where I needed safety and I didn't get it. I didn't even know what it was and why the grief felt so big until I realized I was carrying more than the present loss. I was holding little Nina, the one who didn't have the words or who needed a voice. Grief finally gave her that voice. Sometimes we don't understand why something is hitting us so hard or why these feelings feel so familiar or why it just floods in and we feel like we can't control it. Sometimes a loss can bring up a whole bunch of shit that feels like it has nothing to do with what's happening right now. Old memories, old feelings, old ways we learn to protect ourselves. And sometimes you don't even make that connection until you're already in it. You experience this one thing, this one loss, and then all of a sudden you're overwhelmed with all this anger and pain that you weren't expecting. And it's not even associated with the person or the thing you've just lost. It's a really hard thing to navigate. It's like your truth comes out and you don't even want it to, and you weren't expecting it. And now everyone can see it, and you're just angry and confused, and you feel like you're overreacting. And you're hurting the people around you more because it was unexpected to you. You had no idea this was going to happen. So the people around you clearly fucking don't know, you know? You didn't know that the situation was going to trigger something so deep inside of you that you didn't know was still there. Maybe we need to stop being so scared of looking at the things that still hurt us. Maybe sometimes we really are okay, and sometimes there are things underneath that we haven't dealt with yet, or things we didn't even realize were affecting us. I talk about being in therapy a lot because I think therapy is very important, and I think some people feel like they're above going to therapy or something like that. And as far as my sessions go, a lot of times we don't even have anything specific to work on. Things just come up. And the things that have come up for me are very surprising. And I had no idea. And I don't know if it comes down to being scared to be vulnerable or if we really just feel like we're okay. Sometimes you can genuinely feel okay and still have wounds that need attention. Finding one doesn't mean everything about you was secretly fucked up the whole time. It just means there's something there that might need some care. Needing help to sort it all out is okay. It's okay to need help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to seek out professional help when you need it. It's not easy. Some days I'll have a session and just disassociate for a week because you're digging up all these old wounds that in some cases you had no idea were even there. And even through the hardest wounds, there is a way out, and there is a way to start healing that and to move through it and to move past it. And you just have to trust that you can do it, because you can do it. You can do it. Maybe you're scared to. Maybe you're scared to open those things up. Maybe they do live in the back of your mind and you just want to ignore it because it hurts too much to face it. But if something from your past is still affecting you, avoiding it doesn't necessarily make it disappear. It might show up in ways you weren't expecting, especially when you're already overwhelmed by something happening in the present. Maybe that's another reason to learn what helps you when those feelings show up, to have some tools to know when you need support, to practice mindfulness if that works for you, and to understand yourself a little better before you're standing in the middle of it wondering what the fuck just happened. I don't know. I don't have the answers, friends. But I do know that it does help. It helps. Even through the big traumas that you hide from everyone. Just something to think about, I guess. Maybe one day I'll talk about the big stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it a secret a little bit longer. I'm not hiding anything though. I'm working through it with a professional, so don't worry about me. I'm well on my way to healing. Okay, friends. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for holding space today. I don't know if anything I said today made sense. I hope it does. And if it didn't, you're going to hear it anyways. Have a good day. Walk your dogs. Eat some pasta. Listen to your favorite song and just zone out and think about things. Think about the path you want to keep walking down. Think about who's on the other side of that path and whether or not you want to meet them. Goodbye, friends. You're not alone. You're a mourning person.